The vote to ban hijab in France doesn't just impact Muslim women. It could mean a future ban of churches, temples, or synagogues, and the annihilation of any form of religious expression. From the Muslim Journalists, I'm Fatima Al-Sayed. The French Senate vote, which took place on Tuesday, March 30th, will ban women under 18 from wearing a hijab. But that's not the extent of it. This ban also obliges mothers accompanying their children on school trips to take off the hijab and bans burkinis in public pools. Majority of Senate members voted in favor of the anti-separation bill. If this is confirmed by the National Assembly, the bill will become law. This bill is being justified under a set of laws that is supposedly going to fight Islamist ideologies and radical Islam. This, of course, normalizes discrimination against visible Muslim women. By weaving discrimination against veiled women into the laws of the country, they are further perpetuating Islamophobia and racism against this minority. Senate member Bruno Retailleau describes hijab as sexist and the marker of the submission of women and the banner of separatism. Retailleau continues to say that veil or hijab characterizes the claim of the Islamist ideologists to impose on us a counter-society separate from the national community. And this here is the issue. There is a fear of the threat of a visible form of religious expression imposing Islamist ideologies to create a counter-society. So let's break this down. What is a counter-society? Right now, we are experiencing a clash of civilizations. Liberalists and secularists see freedom through the Oriental Eurocentric lens. This lens views freedom as a bodily, worldly freedom. Muslims and other religious individuals view freedom through God by committing to a spiritual freedom, where they are committed to a way of lifestyle under their religious belief. Liberalists and secularists will always see hijab as a form of oppression, but for many Muslim women, hijab is a commitment in which they are adhering to a certain lifestyle in order to perfect their inner spirituality, which leads to the ultimate liberation. So in turn, the very bill that has gained momentum under the liberation angle is doing so by taking away the liberation of so many without their consent. Although the most recent ban is mostly targeting hijab, this is not just affecting Muslims. This kind of ban allows countries to limit religious expression of any kind under the guise of secularism. This takes away the fundamental right of any visible form of worship of Christians, Jews, Sikhs, Hindus, and Muslims alike. To be on the other side of this and experience your cross, your bindi, dastar, or kippah being stripped away from you in public places threatens any form of religious tolerance in the future. It is the beginning of the annihilation of religious freedom. Today it's the hijab, but tomorrow it could be the ban of churches or the ban of religious holidays, such as Christmas and Easter. These forms of expressions and religious holidays are held sacred and close to the hearts of believers, just like the hijab is held close to the hearts of many Muslim women. Instead of liberating women from covering and wearing the hijab, this law obliges them to take it off against their own will in order to work, go to school, beaches, or even attend their children's school trips. Their justification: religion belongs in the home and not outside of it. This is creating a schism in society, persecuting the human rights of so many against their own will and making them choose between being religious and being French. Furthermore, what's deafening is the sheer silence from media outlets about such an important issue when it comes to the persecution of Muslims living in France. Regardless, what truly matters is how people who live in countries like France are being personally affected by these laws. So, let's hear some of their thoughts.
I was born and raised in France, and I've been living here for 23 years now. I do not wear the hijab, but I've been wanting to wear it for a few months now. And the reason why I'm not wearing it yet is because I know that when I do, many doors will close to my face, work-wise, because of all of the laws that are being passed. And also because of the mentalities of people, because companies do not want visible Muslim women in their workplace. And so this is why I've been working really hard to be able to leave this racist and fascist state and the toxic atmosphere that I cannot stand anymore.
En tant que femme voilée, ça a toujours été dur de vivre en France. Aujourd'hui, on arrive à un point d'islamophobie extrême. On nous dit que les femmes voilées sont oppressées. Mais par qui? Par eux, par leurs lois. Les femmes voilées sont privées de leur liberté par des personnes qui prétendent vouloir les libérer sans même avoir la chance de se défendre. Des millions et des milliers de femmes voilées dans les universités sont formées tous les jours, mais sans aucun espoir d'avoir un emploi après. On n'a pas le droit de travailler dans le secteur public et c'est quasi impossible de trouver un emploi dans le secteur privé. En fait, ils nous donnent deux choix. Soit enlever le voile, enlever notre identité et continuer notre vie normalement, ou le garder et vivre toutes nos vies craignant la loi prochaine.
So I'm Tunisian, but I was born in France. I have always dreamed of wearing the hijab, but in this country, when you wear the hijab, you are associated with a terrorist. At school, the teachers taught us that women were forced to wear the hijab. Sometimes people insult me in the street. I remember that once a man punched me down the road. I was even refused a medical appointment because of it. Every day I see articles that denigrate us, a veiled woman, and my religion too. The media systematically denigrate us, and this is so hellish. I only want one thing, it's to flee this damn country where we don't respect human rights.
So أنا بالنسبة لإلك حدا مسيحي، القانون الجديد اللي مطلعينه أبدا منه منطقي. إن كان أنا إنه لازم ما حط الصليب، أو إن كان for part of Muslim people الممنوع يحطوا الحجاب، هذا شي منه منطق. وين الليبرتي وين الإيجاليتي بالحياة؟ إذا أنت عندك ليبرتي، أنت عندك حرية تتصرف بحياتك مثل ما بدك. كيف ما بيتقبل إنه واحد يكون جاي أو لازبيان، هيدا الشي إجباري يتقبل وما فيهم يلغوا الدين من الحياة. هيدا دينك، حتى ولو شلت الحجاب رح يضل بقلبك، بس مش معقولة إنه أنت إذا شلت الحجاب يعني هيدا الشي صار منطقي. أنا برفض هيدا الشي، إن كان إنه تحطي الصليب ولا ما تحطيه، ولا إنه تحطي الحجاب ولا ما تحطي. هيدا اعتقاد، هيدا إيمان ما فيك تغيريه، لأنه هن بدهم إنه يصير في إيجاليتي أو ما بعرف شو بالبلد. هيدا الشي منه منطق.
Assalamu alaikum. Alors, donc je m'appelle Marwa. Et concernant les amendements qui ont été votés au Sénat, justement sur l'interdiction donc des filles voilées, des filles mineures à se voiler, mais aussi des mères accompagnatrices. Donc on sent finalement qu'il y a un climat islamophobe. Et moi, comment ça peut m'impacter en tant que musulmane pour l'instant non voilée? Justement, je me suis toujours dit depuis petite que plus tard, je mettrai le voile et que je me voilerai. Donc que ça soit par exemple vers la fin de mes études ou à un moment donné, peut-être autour de la fin de la vingtaine, le début de la trentaine. Et finalement, avec ce type de loi et surtout avec ce climat ambiant, on se dit de plus en plus que finalement, il faudra penser à soit à ne pas le mettre, soit à aller vivre dans un autre pays parce que ce climat-là n'est finalement plus possible pour nous.
It's actually life-changing, and I know that might sound like a bit of a hyperbole, but it's true. I've spoken to Maraja, our Muslim clerks, that have advised me if you're living in a country that's restricting your Islamic way of life, or it's holding you back from carrying out your Muslim obligations, which I consider the hijab to be one, then your duty as a Muslim is to leave said country. And I don't think it was ever a debate of should we allow the hijab in schools or public spaces. I think that's just a way to hide the implicit question of should we allow Muslims to be accepted in France. So as a mother of two daughters, I now have to think long-term and make the decision of whether or not this is the kind of country I want to raise my children in. And if not, that would require a complete uproot of our lives.